Hey guys, Rory here from Your Golf Travel. Some of you will have seen via social media a few weeks back that I was in the Algarve in Portugal. Now, lots of us know all about the Algarve. Sun, sea, amazing golf courses, reasonably close to the UK. Ticks lots of boxes, right? So I started in the central Algarve region, playing courses like Val de Lobo, Quinta de Lago, and then I headed east towards places like Quinta de Cima, Castro Marim and the amazing Monterey, while Mark Crossfield and Coach Lockie headed in the other direction, kind of a divide and conquer type feel to the trip, and went out west to cover that region. Now, while lots of you are probably more accustomed to watching videos with me, Mark and Lockie, where I hit shots like this one, there are moments every now and again when whatever golfing ability I have kind of floating around in here somewhere comes to the surface and I hit some pretty decent shots. With that in mind, I'm going to spend this video basically patting myself on the back and trying to make myself feel better about myself and show you the top 5 golf shots I hit from the last trip to the Algarve. So, kicking things off at the awesome Quinta de Lago, a few weeks previous to this trip that I'm talking about, I was out there playing the North course, absolutely loved it. This time I was up on the South. South course is absolutely unbelievable track, and it's actually, there's so many good holes, it's actually quite hard to pick a signature hole. It might even be impossible, you know. There's a particular stretch from 14 through about 17 where just the wow factor is there on every single hole you're playing. But when I arrived on the par 3 15th tee, having teed off on the 10th, my round was going all right, score-wise. Could have been better, could have been worse. But you get to that tee and you're faced with all carryover water. I needed a decent tee shot to kind of kickstart my round and hopefully put myself on the right track to get a decent score. It was a shot hole for me as well, which is quite unusual on a par 3. So you're in that situation where you think, water's staring at me, I need a decent tee shot, and if I hit a decent tee shot with a shot, I'll bag a nice few points. And I stood up and hit this lovely little 7-iron. Right, got about 170 yards, currently on 8 points, which isn't the best, not disastrous to be fair. It is actually a shot hole, stroking X8 on this glorious par 3. So par here gets me to 11 points through that first 6 hole stretch. Again, not a disaster, but it's not going to be a walkover par, that is certain. Oh, that's straight at it, through the club. Yes. Right, just making my way up onto the green. 7-iron just about carried far enough. I was hoping it'd be a little bit closer than that because it was all over the pin as soon as I hit it. But yeah, just look at this hole. Absolutely amazing. Now, admittedly, that is not the most groundbreaking shot in the world with a 7-iron, but let's be honest, it's always lovely when as soon as you've hit an iron shot, it's straight down the pin. And then it's all a matter of, have I picked the right club? I didn't get completely the wrong club. Obviously, I hit the green and made a pretty comfortable par. If that had been a 6-iron, I would have been thinking, ooh, this could be expensive. So on to Val de Lobo, and this resort is probably most famous for its the Royal course and particularly the par 3 16th, which is an incredible hole. But there's actually 36 holes on offer at Val de Lobo, and I think the Ocean course, which I think a lot of people would probably view as the resort's second course, I think it's equally as good as the Royal. So you've got a really good 36 hole package there. And just like the Royal, the Ocean course has a spectacular par 3 down by the water. Not quite as dramatic as the 16th on the Royal course, but it was the 16th on the ocean where I'm going to pick my next shot from. And it was one of those A-team, I love it when a plan comes together type moments. Strike to driver, which is pretty standard for me these days. No, in all seriousness, my driver is behaving particularly well over the last year or so, especially in comparison with what it was. So fairway ball off the 16th tee, and then I'm left in one of those I'm stuck between clubs and I'm not 100% sure what to do type moments. The green was definitely within reach had I hit a massive 2-iron or a 3-wood or something like that. But then I'm kind of taking a little bit off it as well, which I struggle with. So I dropped down to a 4-iron, elected and told you guys that I wanted to hit it in the front right bunker, give myself a chance, and up and down birdie. And yeah, everything went to plan. Right, par 5 16th, absolute fairway splitter. Definitely one of the better drivers I've hit today. 205 into a green which is on a similar level to where I am now. I'm kind of on a downslope and it climbs back up again. So this yardage is really like having to rip everything I've got with a 4. Wind's kind of swirling a little bit. The trouble I have is between this and my 2-iron, as we saw on the hole just previously, I've got about 20 yards. There's a big gap in my bag, but 2-iron's too much, 4-iron's not really enough. Let's just kind of see if I can get this maybe in one of the front bunkers. If I absolutely step on it and get it, I might be able to get there. That's as hard and as well as I can hit one. Yeah, front right bunker. I'll take that on a par 5. That, boys and girls, was a birdie. It was also on a shot hole, so 4-pointer, yes please, definitely makes up for some of the rubbish that was going on a few holes back. Right, heading east, and we're at Quinta de Cima, and we all know, I think it's fair to say, that I can't hit wedges, right? Don't know what it is. I spent years obviously hitting thin bullets and duffs, and I think at this point it's fair to say I'm firmly inside my own head as soon as I grab one of those short scoring irons. So what happens when I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, do the drive to the East Algarve, which takes about 45 minutes. I'm on the golf course at the crack of dawn, making sure I'm about an hour ahead of play, as this is basically so I don't get in the way of any paying customers while I'm filming. And then I'm faced without a warm-up, a fairly lengthy par 5. It's definitely not a 2-shotter, it's a 3-shotter, so we all know what club I'm hitting into the green for my 3rd. And I'm off to a kind of start that I'm not really accustomed to. Par 5, no shot, and yeah, I got that for birdie. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So another highlight of any East Algarve golf holiday has to be Monterey. I wanted to play that course ever since I walked through the doors at Your Golf Travel almost 9 years ago now, blimey. And you guys have been waxing lyrical on social media about that golf course throughout that time as well, telling me how good it is and how much I need to play it, and you were 100% right. It's a great golf course. Like the south course at Quinta del Lago, it's actually pretty difficult to pick a signature hole there, such as the quality of pretty much every hole that you play throughout your 18-hole round there. And I actually played, it was quite a windy day when I was there, and I actually played really solidly. So I was trawling through the footage from Monterey, and it was actually quite difficult to pick the best shot I hit there, because it was all kind of boring and steady and in play, and yeah, cool, par, all right, net par, yeah, crack on. But when you're faced with a putt, which isn't the most electric highlight in the world, but when you're faced with a putt of about 70 to 80 feet, I'm guessing, this is a long one. Not only did that show the absolute mammoth size of the greens at Monterey, and the quality of them, by the way, like putting on carpet, it was so good. But yeah, when you're faced with a putt like that, I'm certainly thinking 3-putt. Oh my goodness, that was an insane putt. Par 3 7th, 180 odd yards it was measuring, into a big wind, which I didn't really take into consideration, which was pretty dumb. And that was probably like a 70-80 foot putt. So just goes to show how massive the greens are here. But 70-80 feet to tap-in range, I will take that. Monterey loveliness, here we come. And just to put that putt into perspective, when you look at stats on like the PGA Tour about make percentages from certain distances, PGA Tour pros 3-putt roughly 10% of the time as soon as they get outside that 25-foot barrier, believe it or not. So when the distance of a putt starts creeping up towards 60, 70, 80 feet, the chances of 2-putting, even for the world's best players, and I've got, you know, they've got as much talent in their pinkies as I do in my entire self. So the chances of me 2-putting on a consistent basis from that range, pretty slim indeed. And the fact that that putt shaved the edge of the cup and nearly dropped for a 2, yeah, that was a good 2-putt. So back to Valdeloba and onto the Royal course. And I was filming a little segment here trying to demonstrate the difference between playing off those back tees and then the intermediate tees and then the forward tees, seeing how I could get on from each set. Full clip of that is in another video, you may have already seen it. But when I got to the red tees, and I think basically I proved that I should probably be playing off the red tees more often, just a little flick with an 8-iron straight over the pin, nice shot, but it was the putt which I particularly enjoyed, because I don't think I've made a left to right putt in my life. I don't think I've missed a left to right putt on the high side of the hole in the last 5 years probably. So yeah, I'm thinking left to right putt, 2 or 3 feet of break, I'm missing this low and then just tap it in and moving on, but here we go. So there we have it, guys, those are 5 decent to good, very nice shots. I'll leave you guys to be the judge of that from my time in the Algarve on 5 amazing golf courses. As I said at the start of the video, we all know why we love the Algarve so much. I think it's like just less than a 3-hour flight from the UK, no matter which end of the country you're coming from. The weather's fantastic all the way through the year. There are countless golf courses, whether you're in the east, central or west regions of the Algarve. So there's so many plus points. And if any of you guys want any more information about an Algarve holiday, or any of the golf courses that are featured in this video of me patting myself on the back for about 20 minutes, Make sure you drop me some comments down below or email me at raymondo@yourgolftravel.com. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because there's more action coming from the Algarve very soon. But I thought I'd sign off the video with some footage which will bring me crashing back down to earth and something you guys are much more accustomed to. Thanks for watching. This is quality. Tragic.